Hey friends, welcome to the 5-minute music lesson. Today we will be discussing the violin, or will we be discussing the fiddle? Maybe it's the violin, maybe it's the fiddle. What makes the difference? Well, actually it's really the same instrument. It is determined by the style of music you choose to play. Whether it's a violin, which is more classical style, following sheet music, or whether it's a fiddle, which has a lot more ability to play different things within that genre, with country music and bluegrass music and all sorts of things. So you can play either one. We can maybe do a little violin with a simple classic piece. But the fiddle has a lot of fun too. So there's a lot of value in both styles, whether you play the fiddle or the violin style. It's the same instrument. It has 4 strings, and you can see the neck is fretless, and so where your fingers go determine the note, and if it's off by a little bit you will hear it, and you'll have to make those adjustments because there's no frets to keep it true. And so it's a little more challenging that way to develop your ear. Also, you're playing with a bow, and that's made of horsehair for the strings, and you put rosin on there, and that gives it a lot of friction to be able to make the sound rubbing on the strings. So it's tuned in fifths. You have the G, the D, the A, and the E. And if you've ever been to Orchestra Hall or some place where they're playing classical music, you can hear all these instruments tuning up. And they'll tune up to themselves, and they'll do double stops, meaning they're playing both strings at the same time to get that perfect fifth. And that'll give them the ability to tune the instrument to itself and to the other people around them. So if you're just starting, I would encourage you a couple things. Put this under your neck, and then your hand, you need to leave a little space in there. You don't want it grabbing, but you want to have it a nice firm foundation there. We're going to be doing some scales, and we're going to be using the bow. One thing that's very important with the bow is to keep that perpendicular against the strings. If you're crooked, you're going to get all sorts of sounds that you probably don't want to hear. But if you can keep that perpendicular, like a T, then you get a lot clearer sound. And it takes a while to kind of get used to that. So we're going to do a scale. We're just going to be in first position, and we'll be doing open, first finger, second finger, third finger. You can see my middle and ring are close together, and my first has a little space, so we're just going up the string. And then we go to the E string, the first string, and we do the same thing. And you can go backwards. So that is a scale. You can do that on any, start on any string. You can be on the low string, the G. And you can work with how much tension you're putting on the string to get the resonance you want, the sound you want. Let's try a song here called Red Haired Boy and see how that goes. So lots of things to learn on the violin. You can change notes with each bow direction you go. Or you can do one bow stroke and play a number of notes in between. And makes a very smooth sound. So it's an instrument that is somewhat challenging, but I just want to encourage you to stay with it and keep doing the basics, and you'll be getting a good sound before you know it. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in to the 5-minute music lesson with the violin and the fiddle, and hopefully we will see you next time on the next lesson. Thanks for joining in. Have a great day.